The Devil Wears SPF with hosts Diane, Brennan, and Carolyn Hawes, where midlife isn't an age, it's a power move.
All right, ladies, we have an extra special guest today. Normally we're talking about skincare and stuff, but a lot of the time we're also worried about fashion. So we're going to step out of our usual conversation, and we have a very special guest with us who is a fashionista in Europe, and we're so excited to have her. Yara SVALEK is with us, joining us from Slovakia. Welcome.
Thank you.
So great to have you.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. So I'm Yara. I'm a personal stylist and style content creator. Fashion has always been close to my heart. And after many years of circling around it, I finally committed to make it my full-time career. And I can finally say I absolutely love what I do, which is helping women to feel confident and express their individuality with style.
Wow.
I love that.
We've seen your Instagram. It's Style Me Yara, and you are, incredibly beautiful, and your fashion is amazing. I'm embarrassed because all I wear is different shades of black. That is my
I
wardrobe.
didn't even recognize. Look at what we're wearing today,
You know
both
what?
of us.
It's good to know what you like, and it's good to have a uniform. That's your signature style.
It is, but I do need to step out a little bit. And I'm just, I think I find one thing I like, and I just, buy it in different shades of blacks or neutrals. And so I'm excited to learn more, some tips from you, and, get out of my comfort zone and try a little bit of different things for sure.
And
Yeah.
I'm on the opposite end of that. I'm a fashion addict. I don't necessarily wear all of the things that I love to buy. And that's what I'm really looking forward to talking to you about as we talk about midlife, Gen X, and style. I am constantly looking at like vintage clothing and new styles that are out. And then I'm lacking the confidence in wearing these things I love when I go out. So it's a bit of a conundrum, but we'll see if you can help me out here while we talk today.
Well, let's start. What are the biggest mistakes that you see women doing in terms of fashion at our age?
Mistakes. I think it's holding on to old identities, who we used to be. And because that's what actually happened to me also. I lived many different lives or style lives, working corporate, working in a bank, working in marketing, working in creative in an ad agency, living in Hawaii, living in New York. I had so many styles, and then I just didn't know at one point in life when I evolved into my late 40s, like who I am really, like style wise. So I was still holding on to old clothes and old identities. And then finally I decided to like eliminate all the fuss, really took a deep dive into what my life is about these days, what kind of lifestyle I live. And that's when it sort of dawned on me, like I need to purge everything what was before and start anew and really, go deeper into what are my three style words and find a way how to make it effortless and practical and without the fuss. Because I think in midlife, that's what it's all about. Dressing simply and without the fuss, not leaving fashion per se, but kind of knowing your style better and actually sticking into it. So if you said you love wearing black, so that might be your uniform. And that's knowing that, I think it's very powerful because having a signature style just makes life easier. And you'll become also more recognizable.
That's a tricky one as we get into midlife too, I think, because sometimes we do hang on to styles that represent a personality or a time in life that we are still clinging to. And it's an interesting process then to get rid of all of the clothes because it's a physical representation of who we were. It is a tough process to go through and purge all of those clothes. You'd mentioned something about the three words that represent your style. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, I think it's sort of characteristic or narrowing down who you are and what you gravitate towards and what you love to wear the most. So it's really looking at what do you love to wear the most? Is it jeans and sweater and a blazer? Or is it joggers with heels and a blazer? Just really looking into it. So am I sporty? Am I more elegant? Am I always more feminine with heels and glam? So it's really what you are gravitating into, and then kind of defining those three style words and having a strategy, even when you're building your new wardrobe, thinking about, is this, if I'm a, if I love tailored clothes, then probably, joggers won't be my, my uniform that I'm buying or that I'm investing into. So it's really looking into what is it that I like on myself, what I'm reaching for day after day, and then sort of building a strategy around that when you're building your wardrobe.
Carolyn, what do you like mostly wear during the day? Like, what's your day to day?
It's a really good question. It's a little embarrassing. I've been trying to get to the gym every day, so I find that I stay in those clothes for the rest of the day until I shower at night, and then I go through the process again in the daytime because a lot of my work is, well, it's at home, and so I'm not getting out as much to an office space or something where I'm presenting myself. I'm just sitting with a screen. I struggle with the fact that there's so much that I love to wear, and there's so much that I feel expresses who I am now more.
So you just have to dress up and find places to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to get out more.
But one of your style words might be comfortable, and that's a very actually typical style word to have in midlife. Comfortable, no fuss, sporty or casual. Because
Right,
that's where how your majority of your lifestyle evolves these days.
right. What about you, Diane?
Dresses, like, it's one piece. It's easy. My friends are like, "Why are you dressed up?" I'm like, "This is like, I didn't have to think. I just put on the dress and that's it, and I can go." So I love dresses. They're easy for me. Then you can add a jacket or whatever, but they're usually all black.
Okay.
I have a friend, her name is August, and she likes to wear color. And she thinks I'm the most boring dresser. And I think she's like ostentatious. Like I would, and then if it's anyone, it should be me teasing her about what she's wearing. And then she teases me like she thinks I'm boring. But I think the neutrals are classy.
I think so. And you can always accessorize. You can change, as your mood changes, as your day evolves from day to night. Maximize it with accessories or change the mood with accessories. Even for dresses, you can put a blazer, or you can put a jumper around your shoulders, or you can put different shoes. You can put a kitten heel, or you can put a flat, and that will instantly elevate the dress from one mood to another. So
That's one thing that I love about how you demonstrate that on social media. When I see that you are putting on something and then you'll add a blazer to it, or you put a different belt on, and you demonstrate how the whole look can change so easily without having a million pieces in your wardrobe as well.
Yes, and that's what I love to show. I wouldn't say preach, but that's how I decided also that it's my strategy, have less pieces but better. And when I'm actually investing in something into my wardrobe, when I'm adding something into my wardrobe, I'm always thinking about the versatility. So how many outfits can I create from this one piece that's coming in? How many moods it can give me. So when I buy a piece, usually I shop online. I just kind of try to make as many outfits as possible. Then I put it on a camera, and that's how I show how actually you can take, an old dress or an old pencil skirt from your wardrobe that's been sitting there for 10 years, and you can put a sweatshirt, you can put a necklace, and have a completely different mood on, old pencil corporate skirt when you used to work in the office. Versatility is a really sort of strong tactic in when I'm actually styling and investing in the wardrobe, and also telling my clients.
And what do you feel about this fast fashion, they call it, where it's trendy and
Yeah,
cheap?
fast fashion. So I love to mix high and low. I think that's also the secret to having good style, not having, the whole outfit is Gucci. And then through that, you pretty much just show your status, not a personal style. But if you put a nice silk shirt from Zara in fast fashion, I shop for those special collections, which is Zara collection, or limited editions, which are a little bit more quality.
Love Zara.
So it's really strategic what you actually shop for in a fast fashion retailer. Something it can be something timeless. It can be a button down that's, it's $100 versus a button down at the row, which is $1,500. So I think you can create a versatile wardrobe and fun wardrobe and elevated modern wardrobe when you mixing fashion or whatever we want to call it, and also, sort of premium brands.
So you think it does have a place?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think you should, I tell for like the essentials, for the pieces that are your, let's call it capsule, that are your really big essentials, everyday essentials, like jeans or a blazer or kitten heel. Invest in the best you can. And even if you buy it secondhand, even if you buy it on the outlet, which is a discounted site, just invest in the best you can in these basics that you wear on a daily basis, that really make sort of the core of your wardrobe. And then you can have accessories from fast fashion. You can have a red scarf that's trending, or bandana, or a brooch or something. So I think mixing, it's a strategy to be modern, not to have everything from one brand and look like, you just actually style a look from brand's lookbook, but
Right.
really mixing it and having fun with it, and
And
not
it's
really looking at the prices, but more looking at the quality.
and it's less representative of you and your inner style when you just go and you get the mannequin look. And I love that you're encouraging women to really be more thoughtful in the process of what they're buying. And I love your website tagline, by the way, where life is too short to dress average. I think the whole life is too short thing really pops up for us in midlife in general. Life is too short for, and then insert bullshit, whatever.
Yeah.
But definitely in how we dress and how we present and what we want to do. So if you were to do a capsule, or maybe you have one, I'm sure you do, what are the 5 pieces that you would incorporate into your capsule
Um,
wardrobe?
yeah, great question. So the modern capsule for me is, again, about versatility and pieces that play well together across occasions, that are easy to style multiple ways. So if I had to build a capsule for a modern woman, I start with a great blazer. I think it always elevates any outfit. Invest in the best you can afford. Doesn't have to be the Rose, Saint Laurent. It can be any big from the outlet. Quality matters. For example, I wear blazers with everything: over leggings, going to the gym, over slip dresses, for dinner, with jeans, with sneakers, with kitten heel, tailored trousers. So I think it's the ultimate style multiplier. But it also, a note, it really differs for everyone. A blazer might not work for you, but it works for me. So it's really looking into, when you're thinking about capsule, looking into, what is it that am I really wearing? Am I wearing slacks, or am I wearing more jeans? So, but in general, I think it would be great blazer, good fitting jeans in your preferred cut. And that's tricky. Like, hard jeans are really difficult to find. But once you do find, your pair, your brand, it becomes a go-to. There's a lot of timeless cuts. Like Nelly Lotan does this perfect straight jean that it's, if you invest, it's gonna be modern for the next 5-10 years. So you don't have to always reinvest.
And what was
Um,
the name of that again? What was the name of that
Nelly
jean?
Lotan, it's New York City based designer. Or R13, something cooler. It really depends what kind of cut you like. Some, they may not really adore the barrel jean. So it can differ for anyone, but good fitting jean that you like to wear with your preferred shoes, with your preferred outerwear. Just, it's good to have something that you can always rely on. Then, for example, tailored pants. I think it doesn't have to be black, but getting a pair, it can be gray. It can be, I would do neutral color. Getting a pair in your signature silhouette, neutral tone, instantly elevates any outfit as well. And you can make it casual. You can make it dressy with a blouse. You can make it with a sweatshirt and a necklace. You can wear it with sneakers or kitten heel with boots. So it really depends on your mood, where you want to take it that day. For me, knitwear is huge, like having a nice chunky sweater. Usually for me, it's turtleneck. Um, there's a lot of brands doing, good knitwear. I score a lot of good stuff on secondhand sites
Me
because I know my
too.
brands. And if I know that this brand works for me, I'm sort of just, you know, trying to find it on Vestiaire, or in Europe we have Vinted, or in North America it's different sites. But I think that also serves that you can get quality for less of a budget. And what else? And versatile button down. I think, again, it doesn't have to be white. It can be white, it can be striped, it can be light blue, but you can dress it up or down. Yeah, I think these five, if you have good pieces, good essentials, good quality of these items, then I think you can just mix and match easily, add accessories, and have different outfits every day.
And if money was no object, what is your favorite brand to wear, favorite store?
I mentioned Lily Lotan, for example. I love R13 jeans, even further. It's kind of edgy and cool. The few pieces from the row are amazing. I love Saint Laurent for night, for example. I love Little Glen for night, little lace number, a great blazer, a great pair of cigarette pants, great pair of pumps. So I think it varies, but again, I wouldn't go like everything needs to be super expensive. There can be something that's, from not a premium brand, mix it in, because that makes it even more interesting.
What do Europeans think of how Americans and Canadians dress?
So I had a chance to live in the US for over 15 years, and it was a sort of a very different fashion from what I experienced back home. So I, grew up in communist Czechoslovakia, where fashion was almost a luxury and indulgence. There was only basics in the stores, and we would have to create everything from scratch. So sewing, make it in our own. And when I came to New York and I was 21, I mean, it just hit me like the wave of consumerism. Everything was there, the fashion on every corner, affordable pieces, expensive fashion. So I was in awe. I was so attracted to what I saw, and it definitely had impact on me. Even seeing people and their individualities and subcultures like express their their culture through fashion. But what I noticed living in the US for over 15 years and living in Europe, I think North Americans, especially US, leans a little bit more casual and sporty, while in Europe, I think it's a little bit more polished, refined.
Absolutely.
But I think with globalization going on, everything is just getting very very similar. We
I
all
was
looking at
wondering about that.
Instagram, which is style from all over the world. And, people copy, people like certain styles from New York, from London, from Paris. So I think it's sort of becoming very democratized and looking very similar in a way.
It's changing.
I fly a lot, so I'm seeing people come on the plane with pajamas. And I'm like, there's gotta be. I'm even thinking like, I'm gonna design my own clothing line where it's comfortable, but at least it's not pajamas and slippers. They come on with pajamas and slippers. And I'm like, what happened to America here?
I think the athleisure trend, years ago started in the States, joggers and so on. So I'm also like, I wasn't really into joggers, for example. It just something felt off whenever I wanted to like travel in them. So I didn't, but now I wear joggers with blazers. You know, they just
Right.
feel there's modern cuts. There's not cuts like everything is just oversized and slouchy. So it really depends also on the cut and quality you get and how they look with other pieces in your closet. So it
Sure.
doesn't, you don't have to have a jogger set. You can wear it with a blazer. And then again, it instantly elevates the outfit.
Which is something I love seeing that you do, because you'll put these things together that I have never even considered putting together. And it looks so elegant and professional. And as we get into the Gen X generation, midlife, we have a lot of women who aren't really comfortable with their bodies anymore, or their bodies have changed quite a bit. And when you're working with a client who is struggling with that, but they do have a style they love, but they don't have the confidence to pair it to their body, how do you work through that with them?
That's a great question. And it's a fact. And I see it a lot that our bodies change. It's a given, it's a fact, but you don't necessarily have to let go of your personal style. You don't have to wear, I mean, skinny jeans are even not that fashionable anymore. You can wear oversized now. There's so much democratization in fashion that anything goes as long as it has a modern styling. So I try to play around that. So if a lot of women tell me they don't want to wear oversized because it makes them bulkier or whatever. So it can be less oversized. It can be fitted blazer. It doesn't necessarily have to be oversized. You can still take the formula, a barrel jean and maybe a little bit more fitted jacket, boyfriend jean, or something that really, that's why I was saying, like, find something that really fits you. So now we have the pleasure of having the oversized trend that's staying, probably is not going to go anywhere because it's so comfortable. So you can still find your elements of your style that you want to keep in this modern, just get a modern take on it, and take that actually serves your body. So, and you know what, sometimes I'm looking at women, they don't really put so much focus on how their body changed, and they just go with it. They don't pay attention to it, and they're stylish, and just, I think that confidence in their style makes them just so attractive. So I think some women focus a lot on it. Like, I cannot wear it because I'm this and this, I have torso. It's just, sometimes it's too much focus on something we shouldn't focus as much on.
Right,
So
right.
it takes away from the whole fun of fashion, you
Yeah,
know?
I agree. I think a lot of the time we are so hyper focused on certain aspects of ourselves when no one else is even noticing that. They're noticing our energy, they're noticing that we're feeling confident, and that's what really shines through.
Absolutely. Don't overthink it. Don't overfocus on your imperfections. Um, I think that's where the magic lies, really. So that's what I try to tell them as well. I had a client that was just constantly reminding me of her body imperfections, and I'm just like, no, don't even go there anymore, because you can put an oversized sweater and we can hide certain things with certain tactics. So it doesn't have to be so complicated, really. Just update your essentials, do little modern takes on the styling, and then you feel more confident in your everyday style when you have pieces that actually serve you and your style in your closet.
I agree. Diane actually makes her friends pay her when they are self-deprecating and put themselves down.
I've gone to Grace.
I think that's life-changing when you start thinking differently, the
Yeah.
other direction.
Yeah.
How do you feel about coloring, like the color draping, and is it worth it for women to find out if they're winter, spring, summer, fall,
Yeah,
or is
I
it
think
autumn?
it used to be a huge trend of focusing, and again, I think it's over focusing on color and taking away from. I'd rather have a modern cut blazer or modern cut jean than the perfect color that only matches you. It's not easy to have a cohesive closet. So I would say that if you like grays and if gray suits you, like, build your wardrobe around that color palette. So you don't have to always mix it with beige, with yellow, with red. Just focus on the neutral palette that actually suits your skin tone. And usually even the colors, it's from, from top up to the waist. Because if I put a olive green pants and they don't suit me, my color, my skin color or my eyes, I can still wear them as pants. So I think it really depends what the piece is. For tops, I always see that white just makes me a little bit more alive, or ivory, or even like certain shades of gray. So I kind of focus on building my wardrobe around those colors, but not every piece needs to be that color. If I know
Sure.
olive green doesn't suit me up here, I don't mind buying cargo pants in olive green.
Yeah, I love
That's
that
true.
color, by the way, the olive green. I love.
Yeah.
Huh. Is there a specific trend right now that you are absolutely seeing come out and loving?
So for me, it's exaggerated shoulders. Right now, I'm actually adding shoulder pads to everything where it fits, whether it's button downs or t-shirts or blouses, but it needs to fit. It needs to fit right at the hem, at your shoulder. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So for me, I just love that. But overall, what I love is how democratic fashion is. As I mentioned before, anything goes as long as it's styled in a modern way. And oversized silhouettes are also, I think, are here to stay, are fun.
And also stick with what you love. Stick with what works for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also trends, like you can look at the trends and don't actually, strategize your wardrobe around trends, like the whole wardrobe. You
Mm,
can add trends with accessories, with the small investment pieces, with brooches,
right.
with scarves, with with small purses, but it doesn't have to be your entire wardrobe. So it could be very small investments to feel a little trendy if you like it. Or leopard, you don't have to go full on leopard. You can have maybe one leopard scarf if that's what you like as a
Right.
trend. Keep on being trendy, but I would sort of stick to more timeless, versatile closet as a core, and then add trends with accessories.
Do you get rid of your clothes often? I'm asking because I'm going to fly to see you so that I can actually get all the things you want to get rid of.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I've seen your clothes and I want them.
I actually do. I learned to give away my possessions. Like I learned to let go in a way. Before that, I was just hoarding, hoarding, hoarding. And now I just want simplified, less is more, and have more of a clarity when I wake up in the morning and what I'm wearing. So I want to have like streamlined closet. And that's why when I realize I don't wear something, I resell. I'm a huge reseller. And also that's why I also buy secondhand. I also invest in pieces that I know I can resell well. So there are certain brands that I know are going for, you not only get a fraction of the cost of your investment, but you get maybe 70%. So it's also a strategy, but it takes a little bit of research. But I had this philosophy, one in, one out, or tactic, and it was really like I didn't buy something new unless I was ready to let something go. And that really helps not to overcrowd and overwhelm, your closet.
That is a great strategy.
What would be some of these brands that are you could get 70% back kind of in value?
Yeah, for example, Totem, The Row, Nelly Lotan, as I mentioned earlier, Kate.
And Kate is spelled Khaite, if somebody
Yes.
wants to look that up.
So there's a lot of premium brands um, that you can get, and or something that just was really in demand. And then, fashionistas bought it. And then 3 months later, they no longer, it no longer serves them. So they let it go on, Vestiaire Collective or some resale sites or the Real Real. So it really depends. And there's also trend reports on what is in demand on the Real Real, whether it's Gucci or whether it's Fendi or Marni. So it takes research, and you kind of have to be a little bit passionate and obsessed about it just to know. but it's a strategy as well.
Like the stock exchange.
Yeah.
You follow it. Do you have resellers that you loved?
I love Vestir Collective. I think it's available in North America as well. It's global. The Real, which I don't usually shop a lot these days because it takes some customs to get here and tariffs. So there's a few others in Europe like Selpy, and sometimes you really find gold. You find 500 euro jeans for 50 euro. So it's really sometimes it's
Treasure hunting.
yeah.
Yeah.
If we were going to travel to Europe, what city, like if we're planning a trip, what city would you do you have consignment stores in Europe too, like they do in North America, or these secondhand shops, consignment we call them?
We don't have that much here, but I think I saw some in Munich and Barcelona and London. I think there's a lot of secondhand. In, for example, Amsterdam is a huge secondhand market,
Really?
where a lot of secondhand retailers go for shopping trips. So Amsterdam is great for that. Absolutely.
Good.
Start the car.
Great.
Yeah.
Is Paris considered the fashion capital or in Europe?
Paris is absolutely it's a stylish city, especially with obsession with French, how French women are effortless. You always read that the French style, how French dress, what makes them effortless. So it's definitely one of the cities that you want to look into when you like observing fashion. But it depends. London is great, and also like Scandinavia, that's sort of famous for, sort of creative fashion, colorful fashion, also Scandi minimal style, like Stockholm and Copenhagen. So it depends. But sometimes it's really certain cities surprise you. For example, I lived in Honolulu for over a decade, and it was such a surprising style city for me because I was just adored women that were going to work with fresh flowers in the hair, wearing traditional muumuus. It was elegant, joyful, and rooted in tradition. And then there was a surf culture and streetwear scene, and there were some, and then impeccably dressed Japanese tourists. So it was just a melting pot of different fashion energies. And I love that. Sometimes it's these little unexpected places that surprise you. As I said, also, like things are starting to look a little bit same, but you always find those little nuances in each, nation or each culture or each country that you can sort of be inspired by.
So you live in Slovakia. Women very stylish. Are they all like you?
Well, I'll be honest. In parts of Eastern and Central Europe, you often see people trying to prove status through brands rather than a true personal style.
We
But
have that here too. Yeah.
yeah. So there's a lot of that. I'm generalizing, obviously. When I moved to New York and I saw women actually wearing sneakers on the subway, commuting to work, and then changing to heels in the office, that was like shocking for me. So here, women were just always elegant in blouses and suits and blazers with like, hair updos. Was a sort of slower movement, more focus on rewearing fashion, taking care of your clothes, repairing them, handing them over to the new generation. So there was a lot of that because of the scarcity in general. Eastern European and Central European women are very elegant. They take great care of their skin and all that stuff. But sometimes the fashion taste is a little blurred with showing the status.
Oh, and speaking of skin, I wanted to ask you how do women in Slovakia take care of their skin? What's your typical routine?
My typical routine is I have this vitamin C in the morning,
Okay.
sunscreen, and I have retinol now in the evening, and that's like some peptides, some hydration, some hyaluronic acid for hydration, then peptides and enzymes, and then retinol, for example. And that's just like I stick to it because I just studied it so much and was overcomplicating, and then I stick to one brand that I'm using, and it just works for me. But in general, women go to facials like once a month at least. It's a huge culture here. get your facials done. From, you know, it can be also microneedling and like deeper treatments, like a little bit more complex treatments. But there's a lot of these procedures that they get done and they really do take care of their skin.
Love it. And what's your favorite brand to use?
I've been trying a few different ones, but I am committing to one brand because I don't want to overcomplicate my routine. So for a couple of years now, I've been using Medic 8.
With all of your stylist services and your style books, you offer so many different things with your website and with your online presence. Can you tell us a bit about where people can find you and what you're offering them?
Sure. So you can find me on Instagram where it's a lot of my focus. I love to create content, and I think that's sort of my zone of genius and trying to be better and better at it. So I'm on Instagram. It's Me Yara. My website is Style Me Studio, and I also offer one-on-one personal styling services. I came up with this method 10 kilo outfits because I feel like you don't need endless outfits. You just need a few good ones that serve all your lifestyle occasions and have the best killer outfits for the season ahead for your particular occasions. That's one of my offers, probably stronger seller. And I also launched digital style books. I just launched the fall to winter, which I'm constantly updating with new winter formula. So it's sort of like formulas like jeans, blazer, t-shirt, brush, or you know, it's burla jeans and nice bow tie blouse with a long coat. So I kind of show the formulas just to simplify the approach to style. And a lot of women tell me that when they see, they like, oh, I have this in my closet, so I can actually recreate it. So it's really for women to recreate something easy from their closet, and you know, add little accessories to make it their own. And I'm also launching Substack, which is way overdue. Working title is How to Wear It at 50 and Beyond, and I'm committed to launch it this month. So fingers crossed.
Awesome.
I'm just like, I always try to show how many options you can wear. And I think I'm missing that platform. And I think this platform will give me that opportunity that whoever
For you.
wants to actually make their style more efficient, they can find me there.
I love, and it's so inspiring that you've followed this journey of something that you have a passion for, and you've had all these different careers and you've traveled to all these different places throughout your life, and you've come to something that you absolutely love to do. You're brilliant at it. Because when I'm looking at the different styles that you're showing and you're putting together these different looks, it's so inspiring. It inspires me to look in my closet and say, what do I have here? What do I want to wear to express myself better? And you really do have an incredible talent for fashion and style and for spotting those things and how they can go together to really create a fabulous look. So I would encourage all of our listeners to reach out and take a look at Style Me Studio and Style Me Yara on Instagram, and you're on TikTok as well, are you?
Yeah, correct. Thanks so much for your kind words.
Yara, thank you so much for joining us. It's been so inspirational and informative, and we are going to put all your contact information in our show notes. And thank you for our viewers, for listening. If you could like and subscribe, follow the Devil Wears SPF. Until next time, I'm Diane Brennan, along with Carolyn Hawes and YARA SVALEK. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us.
It was an honor, pleasure speaking with you, and thanks for the opportunity.
Till next time, keep being your badass selves.